All right. Welcome back, everyone. Ready for another deep dive. Today, we're heading to the Andes Mountains to explore a pretty legendary bird, the Andean condor.
A truly majestic creature.
Yeah, we've got this amazing essay about them. Did you know their wingspan can be wider than a car?
Oh yeah, easily.
Isn't that wild? And
That's
that bald head.
mm,
Not just a fashion statement, right?
no, not at all. It's all about staying clean with their diet.
Okay, so before we get to that diet, let's talk about size.
Right. We are dealing with a massive bird here.
Massive. Just how big are we talking?
Up to 10.5 feet wingspan.
Whoa.
One of the largest flying birds in the world.
Can you imagine looking up and seeing that?
Like a small room soaring above you.
That's a crazy image. And they're not just big.
Oh, no.
They are striking to look at.
Absolutely. The black feathers, the white patches on the wings,
And that white ruff.
like a feathery scarf.
I love that. Now, you mentioned the bald head is tied to their diet.
Yeah, so picture this.
Okay?
You're a condor, and your meal is, well, let's say not the freshest.
All right. Not fresh. Got it.
Diving in head first, feathers would be a nightmare to clean.
Makes sense.
So that bald skin, genius adaptation, stays remarkably clean.
Wow. Okay, so they're huge, they're striking, and now we know they're scavengers.
They are.
So with wings that wide, they must need a lot of space to.
Oh, absolutely. They need the right conditions for soaring.
Where do they find that?
The Andes, of course. From Venezuela all the way down to Argentina and Chile.
That's a massive range.
It is. And within that, they prefer open landscapes, high altitudes, mountains, cliffs.
I was just going to ask about those cliffside nests.
They're incredible.
About dramatic views.
Oh.
But what makes them so ideal?
Protection from predators, for one,
Yeah,
and the perfect launch pad for flight.
it's all coming together. Now, this might seem like a silly question, but
Go ahead.
if they're not actively hunting, how do they find food?
That's where their incredible eyesight comes in.
They spot it from miles away.
Exactly. They soar, they scan, and when they find, well, a carcass, often large mammals like llamas, deer, even cattle.
So they just descend upon it.
Well, it's usually a group effort.
Really?
Oh, yeah. Multiple condors gather, use those strong beaks to tear through the hide.
Okay, so not just feeding themselves.
Right. They're making that food accessible for smaller scavengers who can't break through.
That's amazing. So they're like nature's cleanup crew.
Exactly. Preventing disease spread, maintaining balance in the ecosystem.
Essential job. But, there's something else about these birds.
What's that?
They're more than just, like, a biological wonder.
Oh, absolutely. You're talking about their cultural significance.
Yeah. In the Andes, they're not just birds, they're symbols, right?
Absolutely. In Incan mythology, they're messengers between realms.
Yeah.
Symbols of power, wisdom.
Eternity even, right?
Exactly. It's a deep connection woven into the very fabric of their culture.
That's powerful.
Yeah.
And it hasn't faded over time.
No, not at all. Even today, the condor is this powerful symbol in Andean folklore.
On coats of arms, flags.
National symbol for several South American countries.
It's a legacy, that's for sure.
Yeah.
But, and I hate to say this, but their future.
Yeah, it's not exactly secure.
What are the biggest threats they face?
Habitat destruction, for one.
Makes sense.
Poisoning, often from pesticides, or even lead from bullets in those carcasses.
Well, that's awful.
And poaching, unfortunately, still a problem.
It's heartbreaking. And didn't you mention they reproduce slowly?
Very slowly. One egg every 2 years.
Wow. So population recovery?
Slow and delicate process. But there is hope.
Oh, good.
Conservation efforts are underway. Captive breeding programs, habitat protection, anti-poaching initiatives.
That's encouraging to hear. So we've talked about their size, their diet, their role as scavengers,
Your cultural significance.
the threats they face.
It's quite a story.
It is. And it makes you think, doesn't it?
About what?
Well, about our relationship with the environment, about the ripple effects of our actions.
That's a great point.
The condor, it highlights that delicate balance,
Yeah.
that everything is connected.
What stands out to you most?
It's not just their size or their symbolism. It's that role they play.
As nature's cleanup crew.
Exactly. Even in the harshest landscapes, life finds a way to thrive,
And every creature plays a part.
no matter how grand or how humble.
Well said.
Thanks for joining me today.
My pleasure.
Until next time, keep looking up. You never know what amazing creatures you might spot soaring above you.
Absolutely.